Hello everybody, we are back again, another live stream, and yeah, we don't see any plugin yet, but you were listening to Blue 3, and I cannot yet show it to you because we are still working on the graphics and doing some last things, and there still are a few bugs inside of it, but the sound you heard, yeah, that one is Blue 3. I call this preset Mirror to Mirror Pad, so in the future we'll find that one back. And I just played the fifth note, which also could be a nice variation. So, of course, it will have chord memory, so that I need to do. This one combines essentially one of the new samples, which I can play you. You don't see it, so you see in front of you, you see the original Blue 2, but so this vocal filter, very mellow. That one is combined essentially with a FM type of sound where three oscillators, two oscillators are modulating other oscillators. So you hear this? And of course, if I would change the volume, the whole sound is dead. And so that's very different from what was the original one, which is then this one. And that's the cool thing about, which is essentially the same as Blue 2. You combine a kind of sample together with FM synthesis. And I think I took this one here as an example. This is, so this one uses also a little bit of FM synthesis. You can see the algorithm here. And then also a vowel, an oo sound. It is a bit filtered. So this one together you get, and that's already inside Blue 2. What we did in Blue 3 is adding more samples so that you can combine even more. So oh, I have the wrong date in my day in 22 live stream to 10 October. Yeah, PlaySide 10 October inside of it. Yeah, well, it could be. I need to fix that after the stream, of course. Yeah, so hello everybody. I see Tom in the chat room. Tom did send a very nice demo only using Go2, so that's cool. So I was starting this live stream playing one sound from Blue 3. We are very far, but I cannot show it to you because it has always the first impression. So it would not be nice if you see the user interface and then you see all kind of graphic glitches. So this is one of the new presets. I'm working also on the presets during the process of checking everything. So today I made a few. The Santur we had, can you recall the Santur? This instrument which you hit with a little spoon string instrument. So it originally sounds like this. So that's the Santur, and I thought, hey, that will be cool. I did try another sample, which is essentially the hotel bell. Maybe you know this attention joke we did with this little button where you hear this bell from a hotel bell, you know, ting. But I combined that with the Santur, and then you get this sound. So essentially a stack sound. And what I did try with the Santur was also the arpeggiator. And then it's cool. So this is the Santur with a vocal filter, a vocal sample together. So what you're hearing is Blue 3, but you see Blue 2 in the screen. So this one is the arpeggiator, and let me mute in Blue 2 the Santur, and you can hear only the choir, which is the... And combined with the Santur, you get this. Isn't that great? So that's one of the new sounds with the arpeggiator. Arpeggiator is a little bit different. It will be, and here you have down here the arpeggiator, but that one will be one big screen, so that's easy editable, and also the sequencer will a big screen instead of having these smaller ones down here. So that was one of the new ones. Let me play a few more. I had, of course, the Solina strings, which I played, but I also have now with the phaser, which is cool. Another thing which I want to show you, this is the arpeggiator, but then with the tube I did sample. It's a more mellow sound. You hear the attack from the, so this could be a little bit louder. This is the attack from the skin together with a oscillator. So that was a nice one. And what I had another one. Oh yeah, we have the thumb piano, which is a sample. Thumb piano sounds a little bit like a. So let me play it solo. Sounds a bit like this. Hear that one? I combined that one, so it's a very soft, with FM synthesis, and then you get this. This typical FM marimba sound. So for the ones who know a bit of Peru. And that's the cool thing about FM synthesis. It can be very expressive, very punchy sounds. And that was initially also the idea for Blue, to combine the cool things of FM synthesis together with the cool things of subtractive. So if you would go in the analog bass sounds, let's say in, then you also have some very cool analog basses. Okay, 1 second. No, I hit the wrong. have also very good analog type sounds. So the best of two worlds were combined in Blue. Then we got Blue 2, which has a nice range of samples and the XY pad. And of course, with the Blue 3, the XY pad always will be visible out front. So that's also very improvement compared to the Blue 2. So let me play another cool sound we also have from, let me see, we had this one. That one we had also. Yeah, that one was from last week. So a very nice pad, isn't it? Super Synth Pad Field, this one is called. Okay, let me see if there's another one which was cool today. You have, of course, the Selena combined with the other pad sounds, but I played them, I think, the last time already, where the Selena strings was combined with synthesis pads inside Blue 3. And if I shut down, the Selena strings, you only hear the pad sound. It's essentially a combination of a Jupiter pad sound together with a Selena string, which is nice at its own. And then I add the Selena strings, and then I still have one oscillator free. So for pads, Blue 3 is gonna be awesome, isn't it? So I'm checking the chat room. Yeah, gorgeous strings pad. Hey, Cat Browns, did you had so many? 50 cents. My goodness, that's a lot. Yeah, so we have, of course, a special feature now this month until the release of Blue 3. If you did purchase Blue 2 from August on, you get a free upgrade to Blue 3. And of course, so now if you purchase Blue 2, you already can start with this fantastic synthesizer. And then once Blue 3 is released, you have a free upgrade to it. So as mentioned, the combination of samples, FM synthesis, and subtractive, you already found in Blue 2, but with Blue 3, we added more samples. You can load in your own samples. We have the string model inside of it. It has a user interface, has 4 different sizes, so 100%, 125%, 150, and 200%. So let me see if I still have one sound which I missed for you. I don't think so. So I'm just starting with doing the sound design. classic strings, yeah. Celtic harp, we had that one before. Yeah, balafon is essentially... Oh, that's another sound. That's the wrong one. That's simply the pure sample of balafon, which is, of course, very cool as a percussive sound. And if you can say, okay, let's do some arpeggiator fun with this one. So you can do the arpeggiator stuff. So that's cool. And then you can do some, if you have a nice beat. So let's see if you have a beat. Yeah, so just put on the arpeggiator. So that's also cool. Simply on a pure sample only. What I did is adding a little bit of a filter so that you have a bit of timbre change if you play soft or loud, which essentially is also the case with the Celtic harp, which I played a few times. So that one was played before. Okay, so much more. Joe Mal also will starting doing sound design for Blue 3. And of course, we know he is very skilled and also makes some very, very different sounds from that perspective compared to my sound design or other people. This one is a new one, I'm not sure. That's more string type. Harp and some 2, Fox 1. Yeah, that one was a very nice one. This one combines essentially 3 sounds. It sounds a Vox sound, the Santura, and the Celtic harp. I think the ambient producers will love this sound. Yeah, the sound engine, yeah, sometimes we have some little bugs, but mainly the last things that pop up sometimes are graphic issues and that kind of things. So it's mainly doing sound design, sound design and testing. So that's the whole thing, what we are doing currently. Yeah, and of course it has all the original, we add the BIT code inside, also Blue 3, so it has, for the analog type of sounds, it sounds even more analog, although it was not bad at all. Because did you know that Rush, this Canadian band, which doesn't play live anymore, but they used Blue 2 at that time on stage for doing some analog stuff. They picked Blue 2 as their instrument. So isn't that cool? So what I'm just playing one sound more. Need to go down here. Let me see. Not sure. Yeah, that's of course. FM type of things, but I'm looking for one particular lead sound, but I cannot find it. Whatever. So let's go back to the chat room. So it's in progress. Hopefully next week I can show you some more sounds. And of course, there will be a moment in October that we can show Blue 3 for you, how the interface looks, and I'll show all the features we have added, and that's the plan. So okay, I see Tom Aldrich. Can you give us some tips on RP-Distort 2? Yeah, that's a good point. Let me see. I need to open. Okay, let's see, where are we? We could use it on this one. Okay, here we have RP-Distort 2. This is the big screen version. As you can see, it's big on my screen. Yeah, essentially the point with RP-Distort is the trick here, where you can use this one to change the total thing of the sound dynamically. And this you also can record. You can MIDI latch it. So here, up here you have the interface, but down here you also have the path. And the path determines how the order is, and you can change it. So you see everything updates so that you have, for instance, first the distortion, widen. Let me see, we have all kind of, yeah, you see the menu where you see all the, so compressor, distortion, filter. So here it changes a lot. It's first the widen, then the compressor, then the distortion, gate, and high pass filter, and low pass filter. So this is important to know, that you can change the order here. Then there is an audio follower, which means that you can use the input to change the parameters, but also side input. Wave shaper, where you can change the shape of the distortion if you use here the wave shaper distortions. Dual wave shaper. Depends on the sound. And that, of course, here we have the modulation matrix, where you can, if you have MIDI control, control things of the parameters, but also have an LFO, which you can give a certain destination. So the disrupt sphere is, of course, something you might know from or plug in the Delsane. So it's the same principle. You can have a spring back feature, but for instance, the audio. So if I would take this one now, let me see if I can arrange that for you. So if I would go to my own voice and would select there also RP-Distort 2. So give me a second. RP-Distort 2. Now I'm gonna, see, I'm sounding a little bit distorted now. So here I can see if I use the disrupt here, it changes totally the sound. So, well, this you can MIDI latch, by the way. And that's the cool thing, is of course the spring back feature makes that you can click here and make some rhythmically changes by using this disrupt. The advantage of the disrupt is that it controls several parameters at once. You see, it controls the high pass filter, but also what does it also control? The low pass filter and the distortion frequency. Here, up here, the distortion frequency you also can change. You see, so that's the trick. But if I would then pick the audio follower, you can see the threshold boost. That's my voice coming in here in the audio follower. And I can use that one also as destination, the sphere, the disrupt sphere. So now the voice also changes. Here you see it in the background. You see it moving. So that's the audio follower. So the audio follower, I give a little bit more amount, changes the dynamically the disrupt sphere, and that because the disrupt sphere controls multiple parameters, you can do a lot more. Of course, on the voice, it's not always interesting. I can say also here none. Let me see, and then I also have the only the high pass filter. Yes, only the high pass. Here's the high pass filter. Yeah, now you can hear that by change by the volume, it changes the high pass filter or the low pass filter as well. So if you would have a guitar, you can do a kind of wah-wah thing. So it messes up pretty much my voice, isn't it? So that's what makes RP-Distort cool, is the control you have. So the disrupt sphere is something which is making it special. You have down here, you have all the parameters you can address. Anything you want to change is possible. And yeah, then we have here in the distortion section, you also have a pre-distortion EQ, which you can put on, and a post-distortion EQ when you can put on. So this is the selector. Here's the pre-distortion EQ and the post-distortion EQ. And then you can change also here the sound. Use the computer control to change the or shift, I think, no, the control to change the bandwidth of the filters. Yeah, we have, of course, banks inside of vocal presets. So these are vocal presets. Let me see how that works.
This is a lo-fi. So this is me calling from the station on Mars. I'm located on Mars and just ring you with a MIDI cable from Mars to Earth and speak to you. Hi guys. Well, this is another lo-fi. Not very sounded. This is using the follower. Here you see the disrupt sphere already changing. So if I put a little bit more, you can change that it changes the sound a lot. The disrupt sphere. Hi, hi, hi. Yeah, I sound terrible this way, isn't it? So, all kind of nasty sounds.
Follower filter. Yeah, this is another follower filter. So here you see in the background that is the CD disrupt change by the audio follower. So that's very cool. But you can put it also on a bass drum or an instrument for dynamic changes. Very special, some nasty sounds. Vocal
Super light. Vocal super lo-fi. Yeah, this is very lo-fi. Very cheap lo-fi from a Chinese toy piece. Okay, so let's go to
hi-fi sound again. So that's a little bit about RP-Distort 2. So I would give that a try. Message from ESS. No, that one was from Mars. I was located very shortly on Mars. Did throw a MIDI cable. Oh no, MIDI doesn't do any audio. So I did send a USB cable from Mars to Earth, and you still could hear me because
I'm using RP-Distort too.
just kidding. So yeah, we have the high pass filter is always cool, by the way, especially with distortion. Sometimes you want to have the high pass filter in front of the distortion to make this sound thin before the distortion, because low end makes a lot of difference to the sound. Yeah, so RP-Distort 2, yeah, many types of distortions, but also the wave shaper I mentioned. Dual wave shaper. It's a very different sound. You need to change here the sound, and then it starts to crack and doing weird things. You hear? Depends on the sound, if it sounds well. So the bank manager is there. And there you see we have guitar presets and Hans van Heven. Let me see, bypass. Hans van Heven did some cool guitar presets. And also Jamal did some cool presets. Where is he? Oh no, we have them in the guitar presets. Yeah, because Jamal is also a very good guitar player. So because he's a guitar player, I'm not a guitar player, so he knows how to create his sound. So so if you're using guitar or bass guitar, give it a try with RP-Distort. So I hope this helps a little bit. Yeah, sure, they have internet on Mars. Yeah. Elon Musk arranged that. Speak and spell. Yes, the question, yeah, the plan is to Tuesday, 15th of November is the release date for Blue 3 and also Explorer 8. And of course, this new FX we have also, which is going to be released in 15th of November. So that's the plan, and we put it as a realistic plan. Only if something really bad happens in terms of software, we might delay it. But as it looks now, everything is going smooth, and so that's a cool thing. So back to RP-Distort, the manager will help you because we have guitar presets, drum and percussion presets. Very cool. Let me try these. An RP-Distort 2. Let me shut it down here. Excuse me. And go back to the mixer where we have here we have RP-Distort 2, and let's do this on the drums. Let's see what happens. Drums. Drum and percussion presets. That's very noisy. Okay, so it's only the what is only the high tambourine, so it's only on the tambourine. So let's play it again on the tambourine. Okay, we have again spam. Okay, how could I? Okay, ban. Report. Unbelievable. They're very clever in putting spam. Okay, hide user from yes. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, Hannes Hagebuch, there will be more. Essentially, the next plugin the next FX we will have is having also the disrupt sphere. So so it will pop up. That will be the third one, which has the this feature, but then of course on a different FX. Okay, I'm checking here. Remove. Okay, I hope it doesn't increase by time because I think the spamming is terrible. So I'm trying to remove everything. And in worst case, I need to do a to have a moderator. Remove. Unbelievable. I think 10 messages or something like that. How sick. Okay. Totally messes up. I don't understand why they don't have better filters for this, because if the word is best adult, then you know that it should be removed or not available. Remove. Okay. It pops up like flies, you know? Okay, remove. Oh boy, I think it was 20 messages. They keep on Is it me? Guys, how many do you see, guys? Each time when I remove one pops up. Okay. Yes, it's terrible. And I press remove, but I cannot remove it. I know how they do this. Anyhow, let's ignore it. DJT, I saw your performance on YouTube. Yeah, it was a small part because what happened during the live event in eLive in 2019 that the recording went bust. So it was only the first few minutes which was recorded. But yeah, good to hear that you liked it. And of course, we will be back eLive, a little bit different setting together with Ron Boots. We do a little bit more the German style, Berlin style electronic music. The Saturday, 12th of November in Eindhoven. Check live.com .nl. So okay, I will type it. So 12th of November. eLive.nl. Oops. Yeah, that's the one. There you can see it. So we play about 1 hour. So if you have time and you like classic electronic music, there are more gigs on that same day, more artists that play. And Ron Boots and I together will play live during that day as well. Okay, so RP-Distort, I hope, Tom, it's a little bit more clear, especially what I would advise to try out the different presets, run around with this disrupt sphere, and that makes it very cool in the music, doing changes. And if you want to have this one responding to your audio input, then you simply pick here the input audio input. You can boost it a little bit here. And then you throw it here on the destination, the disrupt, and then open it, and then it changes this disrupt sphere. So that was on drums. And of course, you can do it on anything. Okay, let's go back to Bluetooth, because Bluetooth we have, of course, today, that month. And everything you will find in Bluetooth, you will also find in Blue 3, of course. The things that change is that we have now the manager with banks are individual presets. So this is a bank. So if you go to Pats 03, you see a lot of default, because this is the original bank system, which came over from hardware. So each bank has 128 presets, also for program change, but this bank system, everybody stops using that. So we stopped also using it with the last releases we did. So now also Blue 3 will have for each preset a single file, which means that the order does change. So if you know from Pad 3, for instance, that you like the color fields one, you will still find it, but it's then in the alphabetic order. So the algorithm, by the way, that's also the same. We have the preset algorithms, which are essentially for FM synthesis. And we make that in combination with normal, because then you see A modulates B, but then B goes to the output. Now, well, these combination makes that you can stack different type of synthesis together. I played it once with one preset. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find it. Fifth element. Yeah, epic. Here it is. So this original preset was done in called Fifth Element. It's really a typical FM synthesis sound. But what we did is, you see the oscillators A, B, C, and D have an out. So they go to filter A. So A and B essentially do. So I need to shut down the other ones. A and B essentially do a subtractive sound. And then the other oscillators, E, D, E, and F, are modulating each other. So you see oscillator D modulates and E modulates, and they go out on this one. So this is the matrix, but then essentially this is FM synthesis. You see, you can mess it up. Now it's messed up, isn't it? So that's with FM synthesis. That makes it harder to program, because you need the right point to stop what you're doing. So if you change a little bit the volume or the pitch, the sound is totally gone with FM modulation. So pressing again original one. So then we have the choir, the vox. So essentially you can hear that we already with Blue 2 combine 3 types of synthesis. So the subtractive, where we use a square wave with pulse width modulation. The second one is the FM synthesis part. And then, which uses 3 oscillators. Then we have oscillator 3, which is doing a choir sounds. So this sound, epic element, fifth element epic, is also in Blue 3. Let's locate it in Blue 3. So that was maybe a nice idea. So I'm going down here. Epic. On a fifth letter F. So this is then sounding from Blue 3. Sounding the same, so you get all the Blue 2 sounds. I also can pick with this one, of course, another sample, which one of the new ones. So sometimes it's also cool, simply pick another. So I could take, for instance, the for this one from the special era, I could the metal sleigh. And voila, we have a new sound for Blue 3, simply by So I this fifth element, I should save this one. I would call this one save in folder so I don't lose it. I put in for now in here, and then I call it not epic because it's the epic choir, but then now the sleigh bell, sleigh. So with Blue 3, you have then more samples on board, and then we have the physical modeling, the string model, which you know from sub-boom bass. So So if I would go here, I cannot show you, but for instance, if we go to, let me see if I have Sublime Bass here in my, here is it. Here's Sublime Bass 2, and this one having D, string model combined with a real bass. So this is the string model. You can edit it here. So this one, this type of synthesis, you also can combine then in Blue 3. I did not make a preset yet with using this feature. And there is also granular. So I didn't try that one out yet. So maybe I should try that now with this weird sound. Let me see if that one works already. It should be working. So the metal sleigh sound, that is this one. So I can put on in the oscillator, I can make granular. No, it doesn't work on this one. Why not? Okay. Maybe it's not active yet. Anyhow, but that is also inside Blue 3, the granular. Physical modeling like the Z1, no, I think it's a little bit different. But it's a Car Plus, a type of what we use. So the if you go back to Sublime Bass 1, it's the Car Plus what we use, but we extended it a little bit because I wanted to have a bit more options in terms of the starting waveform. So this Car Plus always starts with a waveform. Mostly it's white noise, but I also wanted to have pink noise and other waveforms as a starting pulse. And you can also morph between these using the velocity, going between these two waveforms. And of course, what we have in our plugins is that you have the string model, but you still have the sub-oscillator. So this string model is a little bit different. So it has the base of the Car Plus string model, but we added some personal things to it. Okay, guys. Let me see in the chat room. Okay. Maybe I missed something. So hopefully next week some more presets which I can show you. Everything moves forward very well. So in November we will have this great release. And picture that the original Blue 2 was, I think, in release 2012. So it's almost 10 years ago that we released Blue 2. How time flies, isn't it? And still, it's still very popular. And of course, it's still a great sounding synth. And we take it to another level, update it to the different user interface sizes, the bank manager, and add some cool new features. And of course, you can load in your own samples inside Blue 3 as well. Okay, guys, so I like to go out with a very cool demo song by Tom Aldrich. He uses only Go2 and Punch 2, and it's an amazing one. So, Tom, thanks for sending it in again. And Tom had a little bit trouble with the wind in Florida. I believe Tom is based somewhere in the area of Florida. And, of course, there was a terrible storm heading there. And Tom had a few trees and from the neighborhood suddenly in his garden. So, but lucky enough, everything is okay again with Tom, and he had time again to make some music, and it's a very nice song. It's called My Go2 Place. That's the song. So Tom, we will enjoy it, and we will go out with this one. Oh, Orlando, is that in the same area? Orlando. Yeah, I'm bad in locations. Yeah. But it's good that everything turned out okay, except for some trees in your garden. But here we go with My Go2 Place by Tom Aldrich. Enjoy it. It's Go2 together with punch 2.